So anytime that I'm ready, you said?
You are good to go.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Public Works Committee meeting. We are meeting remote on Tuesday, August 6th, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Present today is myself, Bonnie Katz. We have Councilman Randy Allison. We have our city engineer, Mr. Bill Scott. We have our community development person. How would I say your title, Valerie?
My
Director of Community
title is
Development.
Director of Community and Economic Development. Yes, and we
Oh.
also have with us Bonnie. I'm not sure if you met Melanie Shutt yet, so I just wanted to do a quick introduction. Melanie has moved into the grants administrator position, so that's Melanie on the screen there.
I see Melanie. Okay, and now I see also Councilman Vincent Polizzi, and we have Janice Frank, our city clerk, and also Chris Black, our IT person. We have 3 items on the agenda today. The first one is a resolution application for PADCD multimodal grant for streetscape improvement project along 3rd Street, Center Street to Hepburn Street and Elmira Street, 3rd Street to 4th Street. That's a lot of streets here. Mr. Scott, you are up.
Yeah, you pretty much explained it there. It's a streetscape, one West 3rd Street from Center Street to Hepburn Street, and then also in Elmira, which is adjacent to it from between 3rd and 4th. The streetscape will include new curb, new sidewalks. Part of the sidewalk may be brick. There will also most likely be some street trees, new lighting, street lighting. The final design is yet to be determined. There's preliminary discussion of what I call acorn post street lights, which you see all over the city. Probably see something similar to that for street lighting in that area. You'll see some stormwater bioretention cells as well in this area. That's a modern MS4 thing we want to do to capture the stormwater to try to recharge it. What else? I mean, those are the main items of the streetscape.
Bill, are you going to have anything go in there with the rain garden or anything like that?
Yes, that's what I was saying. A bioretention cell,
Okay.
rain garden, BMP. Yes.
Sure, you're getting technical on me. I only know it as a rain garden.
Yeah. There'll be some rain gardens for stormwater infiltration devices. Yes.
And when is this going to start?
So this is a grant application. This grant is through the Department of Community and Economic Development at the state, Commonwealth Financing Authority. It's a multimodal grant. It's due. It was submitted at the end of July last week, right, Valerie?
Yes.
Yes, it was submitted. These usually take, 6, 7, 8, 9 months till we make decisions. Who gets awarded. So we may not find out till early next year, maybe the end of this year. And depending on that, we'll search design consultants, put an RFP out, possibly pick a design consultant, have it designed. That will take a few months. It all depends when they award the grants. If they would award the grants later this year, you might see this be able to get to construction next year. If this does not get awarded until March or April, which seems to be happening, you're not going to see construction next year. It'll be the following year.
Okay. What are our chances for this grant?
I like them a lot. So we're asking for, the amount is $2,788,236.98. This is a big one. We're asking for a lot of money, but that's certainly within the range of the grant. So we feel good about it. Valerie got a letter of support. We'll continue to work on support for this project. So yeah, I think it's a much needed, a good application with all the activity in that area, with what's all down there? Farrington Place, Jackass Brewery is just opening up there. There's a lot of economic development activity in that area, right? Maybe Val, you want to talk a little more about that?
Yeah, so this original idea came, the folks who are renovating Jackass Brewery came to an ERC meeting, I guess, and spoke to that group about the work that they were putting into, their facility, and that they were hopeful that the city may be able to, sort of bring that neighborhood up to match some of the other beautification that we've done throughout the city. Farrington Place is there, and they have been, as you know, a longstanding, wonderful business owner in that section of the community. Brick Mill is a business that I was not familiar with until we went through this, but they're currently not in the city, but they're in the process of moving to the city. So they will have like high-end furniture as well as raw lumber there in their storefronts that will be just right across from Jackass. So there's a lot of business revitalization happening right in that specific section of the city. And we were able to get letters of support from all of those businesses, in addition to the other typical letters that we get, from the county planning, Representative Flick, Senator Yall. So we did have a lot of support from the community, and the Delta Development, who we work with, felt really good about our chances as well, based on the information they have, and the success that Williamsport has had with other projects like this in the past. So we feel hopeful about it. And if this project goes through, Bill and I have other, big plans for a continuation of that area, hopefully with a future streetscape going from Wegmans, all the way up to sort of where the movie theater is. So if this project goes through, it's well received, it's beautiful, as we know it will be. We would like to continue some future grant writing to just continue to develop that specific section of the city there, just to keep it looking beautiful.
One thing I wanted to add, Councilwoman Katz, is that this is a no match grant. So that's pretty good news, asking for $2.8 million and there's no match.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic. This is exciting because every time you drive that street and you look at that area, there's hardly any trees, there's hardly any green, and it's also hardly any lighting also, which is very, it's depressing looking. It's not attractive at all. And that's right at the edge of downtown. And it
Okay.
should be, beautified. It really should. So I'm happy to hear this. Randy, Vince, do you have any questions here?
I don't know. I just wondered, and it was answered that, was there an eye to future development of that whole section rather than just targeted?
Yes.
And it sounds great. Yeah. So that's wonderful.
And Councilman Biter was part of the initial conversations about this, and he actually made the recommendation that we do the section of Elmira from 3rd to 4th, there where chaos is and folks are dropping their kids off to go to the
Right.
trampoline park, and there, like Bonnie said, there wasn't really adequate lighting, and that was just a section of the city that is getting a lot of traffic, particularly with young families, and we want to, that was Eric's idea to kind of continue it down there, which I think will be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And maybe we can nudge the former Children's Discovery Workshop building along.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Vince,
that's
Vince,
all.
do you have any questions?
I did. Hi, Valerie.
Okay.
Brick Mill
Oh.
Furniture.
Yeah.
Brick Mill Furniture. Where you said that's right across from Jackass? Is that behind it?
It's going to be right across from Jackass. So they are currently not in the city. It's my understanding that they are, I think they're on Commerce Park Drive right now.
They are.
They are in the process of moving to, there's 3 vacant storefronts that are pretty much right next to Farrington Place. Bill, correct me if I'm wrong. And the folks from Brick Mill are going to have one where they're going to have their high-end furniture, one where they're going to sell raw lumber, and then the third is going to be an office space.
Are
So
you-
they're in the process of moving downtown.
You mean where APR previously was? Is that what I'm thinking?
That I can't answer. Bill, do you know?
It's that Farrington Place building, isn't it?
It's right across from Supply Source.
Yeah.
And what?
From Supply Source, right across from Supply Source, right
Then-
next to
yeah.
Farrington Place.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
That might be the old Napa Auto Parts store that
right, yes,
Barrington just acquired.
Yeah.
Okay, just trying to get my bearings here.
Yeah.
And how do you
Okay.
spell it? Is that a brick, B-R-I-C-K, and then M-I-L-L?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it 2 words or 1 word?
I think it's 2 words.
Gotcha.
Well,
Okay.
this is exciting. Having a business leave Loyal Sock to come to Williamsport.
Yeah,
Usually
exactly.
the other way around.
And I
Um,
have the contact information. It's Zach Wall, WAHL, is the owner of Brick Mill that I have been communicating with regarding the letters of support and their intention to move and what they're going to put in there. So Zach Wall is the owner of Brick Mill.
What's his last name?
Wall, WAHL. And they've been incredibly supportive of this project. They wrote a letter, as was the gentleman from Jackass was amazing. And so was Eric from Farrington Place. He provided a really comprehensive overview for me of how long they've been in the city and some of the rehab projects they've done on their own. And I had no idea the scope of the commitment that they had to the city. So it makes me happy to be able to, beautify their section of the city because they've done a lot of rehab work there.
Fantastic. I
So I'm
wonder,
excited.
I am too. The interesting thing is his last name is Wall. We used to have in that area a Wallburns furniture store. Randy, do you remember that?
yes,
Wall-
definitely, yeah. No, that
And
was there.
wasn't the family's name Wall?
Yeah, WAHL.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's a connection somehow.
Oh, there may be. I'll ask him next time I speak with him.
Yeah, this goes back, God, they were in business, what, Randy, 70s, 80s.
Oh, yeah, for a long time. Before that,
Yeah. So anyhow, we're all excited about that,
Yeah, I think it's going to be great, and it's going to be a great opportunity to utilize other grant sources that are complementary to this to do, the street light there that makes sense to get that updated, the crosswalks. So it's going to be in the future. Those are future things. That's not in this grant, but Bill and I are real excited about it. So thank you
Fantastic.
for your support of it. We appreciate it.
Okay, if there's no other questions, I would like to go to item number 2, resolution to award Bricks Design Group professional engineering services for the Newberry project. Mr. Scott, you are up again.
Yes, this is to award Bricks Design Group, which is a local company based here in Williamsport. Their office is on East 3rd Street. They're currently working for us already doing the Elm Park improvements project, which we awarded to them, it was a couple months ago. They just started the design for that. So this is for Newberry Park. We're talking about putting more pickleball courts. That's the that's the hot item around. We're going to try to get a couple pickleball courts in there. There's a wide open field there. We want to modify that and make it a soccer field. Possibly, I think they were mentioned like a U10, U12 type of length for a soccer field. Of course, there'll be ADA parking spaces with this. And then we also are looking into a walking path, probably around the perimeter of the park. So there's 2 tasks with their proposal: design, specs, bidding, $35,990. And then task 2 was construction supervision, $3,510 for a total lump sum not to exceed figure of $39,500. Like I said, Chris Kaiser heads up the bricks department there in Williamsport. You probably all have worked with Chris over the years. So yeah, we're pretty comfortable going this direction.
And Chris is very familiar with all of our parks and everything.
Yes, he is. He grew up in the city and he knows a lot about them.
Certainly does.
He's played baseball and sports in all these parks. He tells me all the stories.
Yeah.
The only question that I have is looking at what they're prepared with their conceptual design, is that's a lot of work here. New soccer field, pickleball court, surrounding walking path, drainage and stormwater management, new parking and ADA parking, and new site park amenities, including but not limited to new waste receptacles, benches, and signage. They're not getting a whole heck of a lot of money to maybe accomplish all this, are they? I mean, is this possible?
Oh yeah, I think this is spot on their fee. I think it's a very solid fee for what they're proposing to design. It'll be a site plan locating. There'll be some grading. It's a pretty flat site out there, Newberry Park. I can definitely see a soccer field going in. They're gonna look at a couple different layouts. You could go along the alley or go the other way, but they'll look at that. Pickleball courts, there's areas out there for that. Definitely, there's a lot of room out there. But no, I think their fees spot on, really, for the effort that I see that it's going to take.
Yeah, there's a lot of area there. There really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Randy, Vince, any questions?
No, sounds great.
I
Vince?
have no questions. Nope, no questions.
Okay, and we're still waiting for all the design work, because this won't be started, of course, until probably next year, right?
Yeah. So if we award it Thursday night's meeting, this fall we design. We would like to go out to bid in the winter. It's usually when you get your best prices for bidding. Contractors are trying to line up work for next year. And then next year you'd see construction. This would be built definitely next spring, summer.
Well, that'll certainly spruce it up a little bit there too. The last thing we did with that park really was getting some of the park equipment in. We took down all the basketball courts and left little for any, didn't do anything else there. There was a bocce court there at one point, but that literally didn't do anything. Nobody was really using it. And so I think this is more in tune to what, the kids will be using, and also the adults with the walking path and everything. So it's good. I'm glad we're working on our parts. A lot of people don't understand that when you have people coming in to look at an area to move to live in, these are the things that they also look at. They look at the school system, they look at the recreation system, and what kind of parks are there around that they can, go walking to. So I think it's, I know we're spending a lot of money on parks, but I think it's vitally important for our city, because this will be sustainable for many years to come. So that's my opinion, my only opinion. Valerie, do you have anything to add to this?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Okay. Melanie, we're not leaving you out, okay? We can always use more grants for anything. You understand?
Thank
You
you.
go after all of them.
Yeah.
Other than that, since there's no other question, we'll go on to item number 3, any related items. Does anyone have anything to bring to the table here?
Nothing from me.
Councilwoman Katz, just give you an update. So Memorial Park Fitness Court, we received bids. We received 2 bids. One was non-complete, missing a lot of forms, so we were basically going to throw that one out. The second lowest bid is Light Cummings Supply, local company, literally around the corner from here. It's right in their backyard, this project. So we'll probably make a recommendation to award that at the September meeting. I think we need to transfer some funds, right, Valerie, and CDBG. But that'll happen, and then I'll make a recommendation to award the construction for that at the September council meeting. And we're looking to get that built this fall yet. That's the outdoor fitness. That's the outdoor fitness court there.
I'm hoping that the mayor is able to come through with naming rights. That's what I'm hoping for. And he said he's working on it. So let's hope that that comes to fruition when we're ready to go with this, instead of transferring any kind of money. We weren't going after grants with this. We were really just going after naming rights. So,
Oh, okay.
okay, because that's what the company itself said, that there would be businesses, maybe hospitals, whatever, would be willing to put their name on the back of this huge piece of equipment, and which would be, and that's why they were, they really wanted, that's where they wanted it in Memorial Park, because of the traffic to be seen all the time. So, so let's hope that that comes through and it doesn't come out of our pockets. What kind of money are we talking about, Bill? If it does?
I think there was, I don't want to speak for Valerie. I think there was other unused CDBG monies, community development block grant monies, Valerie.
Yeah, we're working through, as you all know, I've been in this position for a very short period of time. So I'm working through all of the CDBG and home funds, and there could possibly be some funding that was allocated to previous projects that was not needed in its entirety, that we may be able to do an amendment to put before council to say, hey, these funds are now available for a different project. We're still working through some of that. So as soon as we have more detailed information and recommendations on exactly what to do with that funds, we will get that in front of you as soon as we possibly can.
Okay.
They're working with CEDACOG on that, and they're advising us closely on how to manage that process within the HUD guidelines, and also make sure that we're being timely with the spending of those funds. So there is the possibility that we could potentially have some unspent funds that we could allocate to existing projects if needed.
Okay, fantastic.
Mhm.
Again, any questions from Randy or Vince?
Nope.
I'm seeing heads being shaken, no. Okay, if there's nothing else to discuss, we will see you all on Thursday night then. Thank you all very much for being here.
Sounds great. Thank you, Bonnie.
Good job,
Thank you.
fellas.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See
Bye
you,
now.
Randy. See you then.
Bye.